Hello everyone, this is Ankur Chaudhary, and in this session I'll be covering important news from India and across the world from the month of September of 2017. This is the broad outline of the presentation and the areas that I'll be covering current affairs from. Firstly, let's take up news from awards and honors. First, the Rajiv Gandhi International Airport, Hyderabad bagged the National Award for Excellence in Energy Management. It was provided by CII. Next, Infosys co-founder N.R. Narayanan Murthy and scientist Veena Sehajwal were conferred the Plus Alliance Prize. It is a prestigious honor that recognizes research innovation, education innovation, global leadership and global innovation. Next, Dr. Tahir Mahmood, a well-known jurist, won the prestigious Professor N.R. Madhav Menon Best Law Teacher Award 2017. Next, acclaimed director Mr. S.S. Rajamouli was selected for the Akkineni Nageshwara Rao ANR, that is ANR National Award 2017, instituted by the Akkineni International Foundation. Of course, Rajamouli was awarded for his wonderful work in directing the movies, both the movies of Bahubali. Next, on the occasion of World Tourism Day, Madhya Pradesh won the Best Tourism State National Award besides the Most Innovative Tourist Product Award for Hanumantiya Jal Mahotsav and the Best State for Adventure Tourism. Next, Salman Khan was honored with the Global Diversity Award at the Britain's House of Commons for his outstanding contribution to global diversity. Now, the Britain's House of Commons is parallel to Lok Sabha in India. Next, Amit Masurkar's acclaimed political satire, that is the movie Newton, was selected as India's official submission for the Best Foreign Film Language category at the Oscars 2018. So Newton would be India's nomination in this category. Next, Zana Mustafa, who is a champion for the rights of displaced children growing up amid violence in Nigeria to get a quality education, was named the 2017 winner of UNHRC Nansen Refugee Award. UNHRC, of course, is United Nations Human Rights Commission. Next, Professor C.N.R. Rao became the first Asian to be chosen for the prestigious Von Hippel Award for his contribution in materials research. Next, some news from the world of business. First, Airtel launched Office in a Box for startups registered under the Karnataka government's Startup Cell initiative. Next, the Gujarat government and the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation GCMMF, that is Amul, signed a MOU or agreement to save the children of Anganwadi from malnutrition. Next, Star India acquired digital and media rights for the Indian Premier League for a term of 5 years from 2018 to 23 with a massive bid of over rupees 16,000 crores. Next, the Airtel Payments Bank became the first payments bank in India to integrate the UPI on its digital platform. Next, domestic telecom equipment provider Vihan Networks Limited signed a MOU with BSNL to launch Relief 123. This is important. Relief 123 service to provide disaster management in India. Next, Dabur India tied up with e-commerce major Amazon for an online Ayurvedic marketplace which will house all Ayurvedic brands and products of the country. Next, internet search giant Google launched its first UPI based digital payment service called Tez. This is again very important. Next, Qatar Airways became the world's first airline to launch double beds in its brand new business class suite called Q Suite from London to Doha in Qatar. Next, India's first lithium-ion battery manufacturing facility will be set up by a Japanese automobile giant Suzuki Motor Corporation at Hansalpur in Gujarat. Next, politics. The Union government constituted an expert committee under the chairmanship of former Apex Court Judge Justice B.N. Krishna to identify key data protection issues in India and recommend methods to address them. So this was linked to cyber attacks on critical information. Next, Niti Aayog constituted an expert task force to provide a major thrust to job creation by enhancing India's exports. It will be headed by Niti Aayog Vice Chairman Dr. Rajiv Kumar. Next, Tripura became the first state in the country to set up family welfare district committees. Right, this is important. Family welfare district committees to examine the complaints of women against their husbands and in-laws and find an amicable solution to the conflict. Next, in an endeavor to combat the menace of child labor, trafficking and sexual abuse, the Union Minister Rajnath Singh launched a portal named Pencil, which stands for Platform for Effective Enforcement for No Child Labor. Next, Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Mr. Thawarchand Gehlot launched the beta version of Divyang Sarathi, the accessible and comprehensive mobile application for easy dissemination of information to Divyangjans. That is a new term being used for the differently abled people. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi launched the Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana or Saubhagya at New Delhi on the occasion of the birth anniversary of Pandit Deen Dayal Upadhyay. Now the Saubhagya scheme aims for universal electrification for all willing households in the country. Next, economy and finance. Firstly, the Union government set up an online service facility that can be used by importers and exporters to resolve all foreign trade related issues. This portal has been called contact at DGFT. DGFT stands for Directorate General of Foreign Trade. This comes under the Ministry of Commerce. Next, the PNB, that is Punjab National Bank, and state-run owned BSNL signed an agreement to roll out open mobile wallet SpeedPay. Right? That is the name of the wallet across 10 states in the country. Next, FSSAI, that is Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. It launched a nationwide online platform called Phoscorus to bring in transparency in food safety inspection and sampling. Right? Next, India was ranked 103 out of 130 countries in the Global Human Capital Index 2017. It is compiled by the World Economic Forum. So India will receive a loan of $76 million from Japan International Cooperation Agency for a project to upgrade the environment management plan at Alang Sosia ship recycling yards in Gujarat. Next, IDBI Bank launched Project Nischay in partnership with a consultancy firm from USA called BCG, that is Boston Consultancy Group, to accelerate its turnaround program and improve its financial performances. Next, India was ranked the 40th most competitive economy, slipping one place from the last year's ranking on the World Economic Forum's WEF's Global Competitive Index, which was topped by Switzerland. Again, this news is pretty important. Next, the ADB, that is Asian Development Bank, announced to increase its annual lending to India to a maximum of $4 billion between 2018 to 2022 to help fasten inclusive economic transformation towards upper middle income status. Currently, this limit is $2.5 billion. Next, the government set up a dairy processing and infrastructure development fund worth around 11,000 crores to boost the dairy sector, which is aimed at to benefit 95 lakh farmers from about 50,000 villages. Next, the ADB scaled down India's growth forecast from 7.4% to 7% on account of demonetization and the introduction of GST, which have dented consumer spending and private investments in the country. Next, Prime Minister Narendra Modi reconstituted the Economic Advisory Council under the chairmanship of Niti Aayog member Vivek Devroy. This is again important. Next, we look at some important people in news. Mr. Ajay Bhushan Pandey, the CEO of UIDAI, was appointed as interim chairman of GSTN. UIDAI is Unique Identification Authority of India. That is the premier authority which is implementing the Aadhaar in the country, and GSTN is Goods and Services Tax Network. So it is forming, and it is rather creating and maintaining the entire database behind the GST. Next, Mr. Dharmendra Pradhan, the Union Minister for Petroleum and Natural Gas, was promoted as Cabinet Minister and got additional charge of the Ministry of Skill Development after the latest Union Cabinet reshuffle. Next, Ms. Gauri Lankesh, a noted journalist and activist, was shot dead at her residence in Bengaluru. She was the editor of popular Kannada tabloid Lankesh Patrike, founded by her father and well-known writer Mr. P. Lankesh. Next, Halima Binti Yaqub was declared the President-elect of Singapore, becoming Singapore's first female president. Next, Dr. Inderjeet Singh, a 1985 batch IS officer, was given an additional charge of the post of chairperson of National Authority of Chemical Weapons Convention NACWC. Next, Mr. Kenneth I. Juster, the Deputy Director of the National Economic Council at the White House, was nominated as the next US Ambassador to India. Next, and very importantly, Ms. Nirmala Sitharaman, the former Minister of State for the Commerce and Industry Ministry, became the new Defence Minister of India after the latest Union Cabinet reshuffle, succeeding Arun Jaitley. Now, Nirmala Sitharaman is the first woman to be given an independent charge of Defence Ministry. Before her, the former Prime Minister of India, Ms. Indira Gandhi, also held an additional charge of Defence Ministry. So, Ms. Sitharaman is of course the first woman minister to hold Defence Ministry as an independent charge. Next, Bollywood actress Pariniti Chopra became the first Indian woman ambassador for Tourism Australia to encourage more and more Indians for visiting Australia. Next, Peter Thompson, the outgoing president of the UN General Assembly, was appointed as the first special envoy for the oceans by the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres. Next, Mr. Rajkumar Singh took charge as the new Union Minister of State in the Ministries of Power and New and Renewable Energy. Next, Lieutenant Colonel retired Rajyavardhan Rathod, the Olympic silver medalist and a former professional shooter, was appointed as the Cabinet Minister with independent charge for Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Next, the book How India Sees the World, Kautilya to the 21st Century, authored by former Foreign Secretary Mr. Shyam Saran, was launched by the former Prime Minister of India, Dr. Manmohan Singh. Next, Sushmita Dev was appointed as the new President of the All India Mahila Congress. This is the women wing of the Congress Party in India. Next, Mr. Vivek Devroy, the Chairman and Managing Director of Express Group, was elected as the new Chairman of Press Trust of India, that is PTI. Next, Bollywood actor Akshay Kumar was appointed as the Brand Ambassador of Swachh Bharat Mission for the state of Uttarakhand. Next, Arjun Singh, who led the Indian Air Force in the 1965 India-Pakistan War, passed away at the age of 98 years. Next, Air Chief Marshal Arjun Singh, who led the Indian Air Force in the 1965 Indo-Pak War, passed away at the age of 98 years. Throughout the war, Singh showed exemplary leadership and was awarded the Padma Vibhushan for his leadership during the war, and subsequently the rank of the Chief of Air Staff. That is, he held the post of Chief of Air Staff in 1965. It was upgraded to Air Chief Marshal, and as a result, Arjun Singh became the first Air Chief Marshal of India. Next, Hugh Hefner, The founder of Playboy magazine, died at the age of 91 years. Next, the Minister of State for Public Grievances and Pensions, Dr. Jitendra Singh, inaugurated the first Pension Adalat in New Delhi to resolve cases related to disputes on pensions. Next, Kirpal Chugh, who was fondly called the father of nephrology in India, passed away at the age of 85 years. Nephrology, of course, is related to the treatment to various dysfunctions of the kidneys. Next, five-time world champion and Olympic bronze medalist MC Mary Kom became the first Indian to be picked as the International Boxing Association's representative for the IOC's Athletes Forum scheduled in November. Next, senior IPS officer Rajnikant Mishra took charge as Director General of Sashastra Seema Bal. It is a paramilitary force, succeeding Archana Ramasundaram. Next, Shashi Shankar was appointed CMD of India's biggest oil and gas producer, that is ONGC. Next, Sterling K. Brown created history by becoming the first African American to win the Best Actor Drama Emmy Awards in 19 years for his performance as Randall Pearson's in This Is Us. Next, senior IPS officer Mr. Y.C. Modi, who was part of the Supreme Court appointed SIT or Special Investigation Team that probed the 2002 Gujarat riot cases, was named the chief of the NIA, that is National Investigation Agency. Next, some important news from the world of sports. Amritpal Singh, the captain of the Indian basketball team, created history by becoming the first Indian-born player to be picked up by an Australian National Basketball League. This is important. Next, Divya Deshmukh won gold in the girls under 12 category in the World Cadets Chess Championship in Brazil. Next, Harendra Singh, hockey coach and Dronacharya awardee, was appointed as the high performance specialist coach for Indian senior women hockey team. Next, India will be hosting the 2019 edition of the Commonwealth Weightlifting Championship. Next, Konsam Urmila Devi from India bagged a gold medal in the 44 kg weight category at the Commonwealth Youth Weightlifting Championship in Australia. Next, Mahendra Singh Dhoni became the first wicketkeeper in the world to effect 100 stumpings in one-day internationals. Next, Mr. Prakash Padukone, the noted Indian badminton legend, will be conferred with the first Lifetime Achievement Award instituted by the Badminton Association of India for his rich contribution to the sport. Next, Rafael Nadal of Spain won the 2017 men's single US Open tennis tournament after defeating the first time Grand Slam finalist Mr. Kevin Anderson. Next, the Indian pair of Rohan Kapoor and Kuhu Garg bagged the mixed doubles title at Hellas Open International Badminton Series. So again, as I've spoken about in the earlier videos, it is not important for you to remember the winners of such obscure international trophies. However, you must remember the sports person and the sports with which they are associated. Next, Saiko Mirabai Chanu and K. Sanjita Chanu qualified for the 2018 Commonwealth Games after winning a gold each in their respective weight categories at the Commonwealth Senior Weightlifting Championship in Australia. Next, Satish Kumar. This is important. The decorated West Bengal wrestler was awarded rupees 25 lakhs as compensation by the Delhi court for being wrongly restrained from taking part in the 14th Asian Games 2002 at Busan in South Korea under the mistaken impression that he had taken performance enhancing drugs. So he was accused falsely and restrained from taking parts in these games. For that, the court has given him some compensation. Next, Indian weightlifters Shivalingam Satish Kumar and Ragala Venkat Rahul qualified for the 2018 Commonwealth Games after winning a gold medal each in their respective weight divisions at the 2017 Commonwealth Senior Weightlifting Championships going on in Australia. Next, Mr. Waltheris Norbertus Maria Marine was named as the new chief coach of the Indian senior men hockey team. Next, India's Olympic and world silver medalist shuttler PV Sindhu defeated Nozomi Okuhara of Japan in a thrilling summit clash to clinch the women's singles title at the Korea Open Super Series. Next, Miss Purnima Hembram of Odisha, who is an Indian sprinter and heptathlete, won the gold in women's pentathlon at the 5th Asian Indoor and Martial Arts Game in Turkmenistan. Next, Sumit Nagal won gold medal in men's single tennis event of Asian Indoor and Martial Arts in Turkmenistan. Next, Indian shuttler Vaishnavi Reddy clinched the women's single under 19 title at the Belgian Junior Open badminton tournament. Next, some important miscellaneous news. The 9th edition of the BRICS Summit. Right? So BRICS is a group of groups of nations, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. Its 9th annual summit was it started in Xiamen in China on September 3rd, 2017 with the theme BRICS Stronger Partnership for a Brighter Future. Next, the 13th edition of the Joint Military Training Exercise, that is called Yuddh Abhyas 2017, started in Washington, USA. It is one of the largest joint military exercises and it is held annually between India and USA. Next, the International Literacy Day was observed on September the 8th. Next, the 2018 World University Ranking was released by Time Higher Education. It ranked IISc, that is Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, as the top university in India. Globally, the Oxford was ranked 1, followed by University of Cambridge, California Institute of Technology and Stanford University. Next, the World Suicide Prevention Day was observed on September 10th. Next, the joint bilateral Air Force exercise Shaheen 6 were held between China and Pakistan in China. Next, London retained its top spot as the world's top financial center in 2017 Global Financial Centers Index. This index is compiled and published by Z Yen Group. New York was ranked second, followed by Hong Kong, Singapore, Tokyo, Shanghai. Meanwhile, Mumbai was the only city in India and was ranked 60th in the world. Next, the International Day of Democracy was observed on September the 15th. This is important. And the theme was democracy and conflict prevention. Next, the Karnataka government decided to provide free education for girls across the state from class 1 up to graduation in all public and aided private schools and colleges excluding professional institutions. Next, Ahmedabad, the commercial capital of Gujarat, was formally accorded the status of India's first World Heritage City by UNESCO. This is very important. Next, India's first Hyperloop project will come up in Andhra Pradesh, which will connect the city centers of Vijayawada and Amravati. Hyperloop technology is a technology proposed by Elon Musk. Elon Musk, who is the CEO of SpaceX and makers of Tesla cars. Right? Using this technology, very fast travels can be achieved up to the speeds of 1200 kilometers per hour on land. Next, the traditional Bonderam festival started in the Diwar island of Goa on September 9, 2017. Next, India started Operation Insaniyat to provide assistance to Bangladesh in response to the humanitarian crisis being faced on account of the large influx of Rohingya refugees into the country from Myanmar. Next, the National Hindi Day was celebrated on September 14th across India. It celebrates the day on which Hindi was adopted as the official language of India in the year 1949. Next, President Ramnath Kovind launched a nationwide campaign Swachhata Hi Seva from Kanpur in Uttar Pradesh on September 15th. Next, the International Day for Preservation of the Ozone Layer was observed on September 16th. This day is important because in the year 1985, the Montreal Protocol came into effect on September 16th. Next, the World Maritime Day was observed on September 29th. Next, World Rabies Day observed on September 28th. Next, the World Tourism Day was observed on September 27th with the theme Sustainable Tourism, a Tool for Development. Next, the 2-week-long joint military exercise Druzhba 2017 started between the special forces of Pakistan and Russian Army. Next, the UN International Day of Peace was observed on September 21st. This is important, with the theme Together for Peace, Respect, Safety and Dignity for All. Next, India's first Center for Animal Law has been established at the Nalsar University of Law in Hyderabad. This news is very important for law entrance exam aspirants. Next, the National Engineers Day was celebrated on the 15th of September, commemorating the birth date of C. Vishvesaraya. Next, the first BIMSTEC disaster management exercise will be conducted by NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Force, from October 10th to 13th in Delhi and the NCR. Next, Gujarat will be the second state after Goa to use the VVPAT system, that is Voter Verifiable Paper Audit Trail, for assembly elections. Right? So VVPAT is a second layer of security which ensures that there has been no tampering done with the electronic voting machines or the EVM. Next, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh N. Chandrababu Naidu declared 2017-18 as E-Pragati year to focus more on e-governance or provision of government services through internet. Next, Manoj Sinha, the Union Minister of Communication, launched the first ever India Mobile Congress at Pragati Maidan in New Delhi. Next, Bathukamma, one of the major festivals of Telangana and some parts of Andhra Pradesh, started on September 20th. So this is a festival related to Navratris. Next, Himachal Pradesh became the first hill state in the country to ply electric buses on its roads. So that brings me to the end of this presentation. I hope you find this helpful. Thank you so much.